wonderful weekend. Today we're going to touch on a little bit of the Pythagorean theorem. So this you covered a bit in pre-algebra, but we think that it could never hurt to go over some of the stuff that you might be a little touchy on that you did at the end of last year. So here we go. We're doing the Pythagorean theorem today. And so it says on a centimeter of graph paper. So you're going to need graph paper for this. So pause the video if you need to go and get that. All right, so on a centimeter of graph paper, form a right angle. So we're making a right angle here. And I'm going to indicate that with my little box. And one side is going to be 5 centimeters. And the other one's going to be 12 centimeters, all right? And you're gonna indicate this one box per piece, one box on your graph paper is going to count for 1 centimeter. So 5 boxes on this left side and then 12 boxes on the bottom. And we are going to create a little triangle out of this. So I'm actually gonna make a little dotted line out of this triangle, all right? So we just made an imaginary triangle out of this, and we're going to dive into how we can figure out this third side, all right? I'm going to skip this one. And we're going to make a square on every side of this triangle, okay? So what I mean by that is a perfect square. It's going to look like this, for example, on this side. So every side length on this square is going to be 5. All right, next one, we're going to do 12. So this one's going to be a bit larger. And every side length is going to be 12 centimeters. And this last one is what we want to figure out. So not a perfect square, but I tried my best. That last square is what we want to figure out. And so we want to see, is the area of each square that's connected to every side equal to the sum of the area of the larger square? So let's dive into this. Well, if we do 12 times 12 is 144, that's the area of this square, so I'm going to write that in here. 144 centimeters squared. And this guy, 5 times 5 is what? It is 25 centimeters squared. All right. And pause the video and measure the sides of the other square. Did you do it? Let's check it out. So this square should actually be side of 13. If you got 13, awesome. If not, well, maybe you need to, practice some measuring. But that side should be 13. So then the area of this square should be 169 centimeters squared. Now, the question was, what is the area of each square? Is the area of the square that is connected to the longest side of the triangle, so we're looking at the square that we just found, this guy, is it equal to the sum of the areas of the other two squares? Well, let's check it out. If you do 144 plus 25, you should get 169, and that is what we have here. All right. So where does this come from? Well, we are talking about the Pythagorean theorem here, and I'm sure you guys are slightly familiar with it, but this is where it comes from, okay? So the Pythagorean theorem is this formula. Write this down, please. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. And this is referring to the legs. So leg A would be referring to the a squared, the leg B, obviously to b squared, and C is going to be the hypotenuse. That is this longest side that we just found here. All right, so we're gonna have some problems. You'll have a worksheet for your homework, and you'll be practicing. You'll have some problems where you'll know, say, one leg and the hypotenuse, but you might need to find out the other leg. All right, so you guys have the ability to do that, but this is just touching on something that you guys might be a little shady on. Okay, let's practice this. So looking at this first triangle, we want to find the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse, as a reminder, is the longest side. So it's going to be longer than both of its legs, right? So looking at the two legs, we have 5 and 2. So we have leg 1 as 5 squared plus 2 squared as leg 2 equals c squared. When we calculate that, we got 25 plus 4 equals c squared. And you should get c is equal to the square root of 29, right? Because when you add 25 and 4, that c squared equals 29. But you got to get c by itself, so you got to take the square root of it. And 29 is approximately 5.38. 5. Okay, so that is going to be our answer. I would accept either the square root of 29 or approximately 5.385. All right. This next one, we are given the what? We're given the hypotenuse and we're given one leg. All right, so let's work with this. So we want to find this missing leg. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, let's set up our equation. So it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Well, we have 3.9 squared plus b squared equals 11 squared. All right, and 3.9 squared is about 15. It's exactly 15.21. Remember, don't round until the very end, please, 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 as a reminder. So 15.21 plus b squared equals 121. 121 minus 15.21 is 105.79. And I need the square root of both sides because we want to get b alone. So b is going to be approximately 10.285. That's exactly what we wanted here. All right, so this side is 10.285. All right? Alrighty, so that is all I have in terms of this lesson. You are going to have a teeny tiny worksheet to do that's not due until Tuesday night. All right, so good luck on if you're testing, good luck on your testing either Monday or Tuesday. Otherwise, that is all I have for you today. So have a great rest of your weekend, guys.